are live. Do you like my new jumper? It's quite cool, isn't it? I don't know if it's like a little bit like big-headed wearing a jumper that says Superman. Like, do I think I'm a Superman? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Lucy, for those of you that don't know me, and those of you that do, welcome back. And today's video is going to be a Q&A. So I asked people on my Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, if you had any questions that you wanted me to answer. It could be about anything. So I've got a really good range of questions to answer, so I'm gonna jump into it. Actually, before I get started, I did want to address this on my finger. I don't have any flesh coloured plasters, so I've got a Donald Duck plaster on. So if you just wondered what's on my finger, it's not a sticker, it is a Donald Duck plaster. So the first question is from Mummy and Liz. If you had to give advice to a new blogger, what would it be? Not to put too much pressure on yourself to write about what you think other people would like to read. I always find that if I write about what I would like to read or what I am feeling or enjoying at that current moment, I find that I can write so much better. It just comes out so fluid and sounds so much more authentic, rather than like trying to jump on a bandwagon and writing about something that everybody else is writing about. So what Natalie loves asks, what piece of advice or info would you give to your pregnant new mum self from what you know now and have experienced through motherhood? Jesus, I would have told myself to relax, like chill the out. I was so uptight as a new mum. I just didn't know what I was doing at all. I was winging it completely. I would tell myself to relax, to enjoy the small things, to not worry if I didn't get out of the house. So Kylie Perrin has asked, what is the hardest thing about being a mum? The lack of sleep, definitely. When you've got a newborn, obviously that's really hard, and then they seem to go through regressions all the time, so you never really quite get like a solid year of sleep, which I really need, because I really need my sleep. That's a really hard part, but I guess also mum guilt. I guess you'd probably hear every mum say this, but it is a really hard part of parenting. You just feel guilty all the time, like all the time. Like, I feel guilty right now because Harry is at his childminders so that I can film and do some work, and I feel guilty for it. So silly. So Kylie Perrin has also asked, if you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be? America somewhere, probably like in the city or just outside the city, or it would be like a desert island. So one extreme to the other, either a city or literally like a desert island, French Polynesia somewhere, really tropical and lovely. Dream on, Lucy, dream on. Michelle Bailey has asked, what are your best and worst baby toddler related purchases since becoming a mother? So for me, this will probably be some people's favourite baby item, or like most useful baby item, but for me it was the Angel Care sensor mat. So not the monitor part, the monitor was great, but the sensor mat that goes with the monitor. And the reason for that is I understand that it serves a really great purpose, but for me it caused me horrendous anxiety. We had an incident when Harry was really small, when he was first went into his new room, where the sensor mat went off for absolutely no reason at all. He hadn't moved in the slightest. He hadn't stopped breathing. We were in there within like 2 seconds. I think it was a fault. I spent the next month just watching that little timer going tick, 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 tick. If you've got the monitor, you'll know exactly what I mean, until I kind of drove myself crazy. I'm really sorry if I say any of these usernames wrong, because sometimes it's quite difficult. Mrs. Fowley, I believe. She has asked, how are the wedding plans going? We've booked a date, so we're getting married in August 2018, which is really exciting and also like quite relaxing at the moment because it is so far away. I am going to start making a few more plans soon. I want to go dress shopping, which should be really exciting and also quite stressful because I have no idea what I like. We're meeting with some caterers soon. So yeah, we've got a venue, a day, photographer. I'm looking for a videographer, is that how you say it? A videographer. So if anybody wants to come and film our wedding, then please let me know. Are getting married in a barn, which I've always wanted, either a beach wedding or a barn wedding. So we are having a barn wedding. It's going to be really informal, rustic, wild meadow flowers, all of that sort of thing. So yeah, really excited about that. Dombostagram, I think I said that right, Dombostagram has asked, how did you meet your partner? I really like this question actually. I met Scott at work in, I think it was 2008 or 2009, and he was sat outside the toilets because he was working in my building, and I just remember walking to the toilet and thinking, who is that? He is really hot. And I ran back to my desk afterwards and I was like, who is that guy? He is beautiful, like I want to marry him. I think I actually said that. I was like, I want to marry him, he's so nice, is he single? And the girls were like, no, I don't think he's single, and I was really upset. So I just sort of kept smiling at him and he'd smile back, and eventually he became single and we started talking, and yeah, the rest is just history. And we've been together now for like, I think it's like 6.5 years or 6 years or something like that. So my lovely friend Jules has asked any relationship advice for getting through the tough times. So I should probably explain this a little bit, because Jules has asked me that because we have been through some tough times. So when our son Harry was born, he was born profoundly deaf, which was obviously a really big shock and a really sort of difficult way to start motherhood. I have done a video about when we found out he was deaf, so I will link that below if you want to know a little bit more about that. In the summer of 2015, my partner Scott had a seizure, and we found out a little while after that he actually had a brain tumour, and it was all a bit of a rush and a bit of a shock and a whirlwind, but 5 days after he found out he had this brain tumour, he was in surgery having it removed. It was just like insane. Like, I still can't really process it now, like, and that's me. I don't know how he copes with it. He's like, does amazing. He recovered really well, and the surgeon said that they'd removed all of the brain tumour, which was really, really amazing, but he would have to go through radiotherapy and possibly chemotherapy. We spent Christmas 2015 in hospital with Scott going through radiotherapy. I don't think I ever realised how difficult that sort of thing would be. I've never known anybody close to me that's had to go through radiotherapy or chemotherapy. I've not known that the fact that you have to go to hospital every single day for however many weeks. I think for Scott it was 6 or 7 weeks of going to radiotherapy. I was working at the same time, and it was, yeah, I don't know how we did it. It was really, really crazy. So back to Jules' question, she has asked any relationship advice for getting through the tough times. So I think it's really hard. I don't know if I can advise, because I just am absolutely so in love with Scott, so there was no way I was going to crumble for him. I had to be strong for him, and when I didn't feel strong, I spoke to my friends, I spoke to my family. Instead of like offloading onto Scott, I just tried to speak to other people to try and, you know, keep my emotions in check when I was with Scott, try and keep him really positive. I feel like I'm a really positive person anyway. I'm always looking on the bright side of things. My glass is always half full most of the time. I just feel like you just push through it, and I just found this inner strength that just said, right, you need to be there for Scott. You've got to get through this. And it turns out that his tumour was actually a grade 3 tumour, which is obviously not great. So he is being monitored constantly. But the good news is it hasn't come back. Every scan he's had has been clear so far. It's been well over a year, and yeah, we're doing really, really great. So Laura from Belle's Boutique has asked, how have you remained so strong through all that you've been through? You are a hero. In fact, your whole family are heroes. You've always got a smile on your face, even when you've been going through some tough times. Super mama. Well, I've got my super mama top on today for you, Laura. When I read this, I felt really tearful. Yeah, obviously that relates to the question that I just answered, but I just wanted to mention that one because I just thought that was a really, really lovely comment from Laura. I wouldn't say I'm a hero. I think Scott's the hero. I'm just the glue that tries to hold it all together. What Natalie Loves has asked, do you feel any pressure from being a vlogger and putting your life out there? Even though you control your content, do you ever feel you need to include things you're not 100% happy with? I don't ever really include stuff that I'm not 100% happy with. I never would. If I was approached by a brand to do something that I wasn't comfortable with, then I wouldn't do it. I feel pressure in the fact that I feel like my content needs to be interesting, and I feel like I don't follow trends that often. Like, a lot of people seem to video about similar things and similar topics at like the same time, and I just feel like I'm never really in that group or on the bandwagon for anything. If that makes any sense, I hope that makes sense. But at the same time, I really love vlogging, so I don't feel like a pressure in the fact that I feel like I need to bang out 1,000 videos or whatever. 1,000? Like 10 videos a week or anything like that. I don't feel that sort of pressure at the moment. I've put so much sugar in this tea. So Lily Talks Life has asked, how do you manage work, being a mum, a wife, and looking after a house? Well, Lily, I'm not actually a wife yet. Scott's still got time to get away from me. My house is always a mess. Everyone thinks it looks really tidy and Pinteresty, but it's really not. It's really dirty. But yes, I do work part-time. I work 3 days a week, and then on a Thursday morning, I do my YouTube and blogging work, and I also use evenings to do blogging and filming, and yeah, it is a bit of a whirlwind, but I seem to manage it quite well. I think that the balance I've got is quite good, that I do 3 days on, 2 days off. Ideally, I would like to drop to 2 days of work, but I don't think it's going to happen, and I'm sure my boss is watching this now, because I know she watches my Primark calls. Hi Karen! Joanne Guy XX has asked, how would you like your life to look in 10 years time? I'm one of those people that doesn't really have a plan in life. I never really have. But I guess in 10 years I would like to have another child, just one more, maybe a boy. I'll take a girl. I'd like them obviously to both be doing really well at school and be really happy. I'd like to have moved house. I guess I would like to be doing blogging and vlogging more and making more exciting content and having a lot more subscribers. And yeah, I guess the biggest thing for me is I just want to be healthy and happy. Health has been a big downfall of mine and Scott's over the last few years, so I just want us to both be really healthy and happily married and yeah, just enjoying life and comfortable. Michelle Bailey has asked, favourite film or films of all time? Oh god, I find this really hard. Okay, so I've got like categories. So Titanic is one of my favourite films in the whole world. I know that's really cheesy, but I just really love it, and I could just watch it over and over, and it's mainly because I'm just completely in love with Leonardo DiCaprio. I think he is beautiful. But The Sound of Music is my favourite musical because it is just brilliant, and I love Julie Andrews. Favourite Disney film has got to be Beauty and the Beast, and I'm so excited to see the real life version. I'm going this week actually. And I think that the new Emma Watson version might become my favourite film, actually. I think I'm saying this right. Lois Angerhard has asked, when did you think that being a vlogger or a blogger would suit you best? So these are kind of separate questions because I started my blog a lot longer before I started vlogging. So I started my blog when I fell pregnant with Harry. It was all a bit of a surprise, so I just thought I'm going to start writing it down to try and make sense of it. And then it just got really popular and people really enjoyed it. One day this company emailing me and saying, we want to send you a pushchair. Do you want to review it on your blog? And I was like, what? A pushchair? Yes. So yeah, it sort of just kicked off from there, and I just found that I was a really natural writer, even though writing takes me a really long time, so I'm quite particular with my words. But I just found that I really liked writing, I loved engaging with people, and yeah, I just really liked it. Vlogging was a bit different. It didn't come natural to me. I made a couple of videos, they're really grainy, way before the days of G7X, guys. I made a few videos and I just didn't really enjoy it. I just felt like I suddenly got a couple of thousand subscribers and I was like, oh my god, that's I don't like this. Like, people were watching me, they're gonna look at my wonky teeth, they're gonna look at my bad skin, they're gonna judge me. I just didn't really, I wasn't ready. And then after a year or so chatting to Channel Mum, I decided to take the leap, and so I am now part of the Channel Mum team. I'll link them below if you want to check them out, and I absolutely love vlogging. I just found that I'd had all these life experiences, and I'm only in my 20s, and I felt like I needed an outlet to let it all out and talk to people in a way that I couldn't really do through my writing on my blog. Hello Deborah UK has asked, where's your favourite place to go for a family day out? I actually answered this in the mummy tag, and it is Wisley Gardens or Wisely Gardens, whatever you want to call it. I think that's in Surrey. So Letters to Nadia has asked, how do you cope with Henry's tantrums and all those emotions he can't control? I think you mean Harry. Everyone always calls him Henry. I find it really hard to deal with tantrums. I must say I'm not the best at it. I find that ignoring them works best. I literally just ignore him and he just gets over it after a while. I do find it really hard in public. I haven't really found the answer to that question yet, so actually I'm going to ask you, how do you deal with the tantrums? The lovely Gemma Jade has asked, hi Beauty, hi Gemma. what do you like and dislike most about YouTube? I definitely like the fact that it's brought me so many friends, like genuine friends, and I love that. I get the nicest emails from people who have been through things like brain tumours and ectopic pregnancies and hearing loss, and I just feel really, really uplifted and useful. Like, I feel like I've got a place and that what people want to hear what I've got to say, and I really, really like that part of it. The thing I dislike about it is the negativity. I think that there is a lot of competition. I'm not a very competitive person at all. Not when it comes to YouTube anyway. I'm quite competitive at like board games, that's about it. But yeah, I'm not competitive with like work and blogging and things like that. So I just don't really like that side of it. It makes me feel like a bit uncomfortable. Catherine RB79 has asked, what is your favourite cake to bake and or eat if different? So my favourite cake to bake is a red velvet cake, and it's also my favourite cake to eat. Kay Dunn has asked, where is your bedspread from? I'm assuming that you mean this bedspread that I put in my picture to ask these questions. It's actually from Primark. I get loads of my bedspreads from there. They feel a bit hard when you buy them at first, but if you just wash them with loads of softener, they come up really soft. So Mary Cakes has asked, would you like a big family? Actually, I only want one more child, and then there'll be 4 of us, and I feel like that's quite a big number because there'll be equal children to adults, and that's quite scary because I can only just about cope with one. We have quite a lot of family around us, so I don't feel the need to like fill my house with children. I just want 2. Kerry Conway has asked, I love being nosy too. I love being really nosy. Q&As are literally my favourite videos to watch. Do you ever feel like the responsibility of a child is too much, and how do you deal with it if so? Yes, completely. I think it's so hard not to worry like all day that they're going to kill themselves, or you're going to kill them, or someone else is going to kill them. I know it sounds really awful, but you are always worried that they're going to like open the front door and just run into the middle of the road without knowing, or they're going to fall off a bed and crack their head open. I just constantly worried, and sometimes I do find that responsibility completely overwhelming, and I'm not ashamed to say that. My lovely sister Events for You has asked, so with Rochelle Humes dividing the nation this week by posting a picture of her new baby's umbilical cord, spelling out the word love, would you consider a keepsake from the birth of your child, or even eat any? No, I wouldn't. I think it's gross. I am all for like being natural and like stuff like that, but I'm just not really into that. I think each to their own. I'm not going to judge you if you want to do that, but I just don't really fancy eating my placenta. I remember seeing it and it was like a giant steak. My beautiful friend Katie from Mummy Daddy Me has said, who are your favourite vloggers to watch? Of course you are one of them, Katie. Really like watching Kate from Dolly Bobo, love watching her. I feel like I'm just going to dump a load of my favourite vloggers below. I really love Anna and Katie from Hey Mummy at the moment. Really enjoying watching them. They just lift me up every time they post a video. Love watching Emily Norris. She's got some really good hacks on her channel. Really enjoying Jess's minimalism videos, even though I'm yet to quite put it into practice. Oh, also I absolutely love, oh my, I don't want to say her name wrong because I haven't got it on my laptop right now, but I think it's Elise. I'm gonna link her channel below. She's from Australia and she's recently moved to the UK, and I am loving her channel. She does these videos called Mum Life Raw, and it's all just raw vlogs. Yeah, really good. She's beautiful as well, like really like easy to watch, and yeah, she's really cool. Lily Minton 219 has said, what are your favourite words of wisdom and any advice for your 18-year-old self? God, I wish I could go back and tell myself not to wear those pink boots. I used to wear these like pink suede boots. I don't know if anyone else had them. Actually, loads of people had them. These pink suede boots with like buckles all the way up the back. They were awful. And then I'd wear them with these really tight skinny jeans, a pink hoodie, and then I'd like tie my hair to the side or do like a little plait to the side. Then I'd put on also pink, like a baby pink half hat. I think that's what you call them. We called them half hats. It was like a tennis hat where it's like a hat peak thing with a hole in the top. Yeah, I was really cool. Dominique Kelly X has asked, do you have any siblings yourself, and do you want to give Harry a brother or sister in the future? So as I have said, I do want to give Harry a brother or sister, probably after we get married. And yes, I have 2 sisters, and I think they are 10 years and 7 years older than me. The beautiful Charlie has asked, what were your initial feelings and worries when Harry was diagnosed with a hearing loss? Did it have a profound effect on your early experience of motherhood? I think I touched on this a little bit earlier. Yes, my initial feelings and worries, I'm not gonna lie, I was devastated. I was really upset. I found it quite difficult to process to begin with. I was at that stage where I was struggling with sleep anyway and sort of hitting the baby blues. Felt like I was grieving, which sounds really awful and selfish because he hadn't gone anywhere. He was still the baby I was given when he was born. After a couple of weeks, I just sort of felt a bit better. Just pulled myself together a bit and thought, right, could be so much worse things wrong with him. We will get past this, we'll get through this. So Instagram Lily, who is actually my niece, has asked, why did you start a blog? So I think I touched on this earlier. I started my blog because I was pregnant and I wanted to use it as a little bit of an online diary, mainly for myself, but then it sort of turned into helping other people who were also pregnant at the same time. Miss Hayley Loudon has asked, if you could be any animal, what would it be and why? I think I would be a cat because I really like sleeping and cats just seem to lay around sleeping all the time. I feel like this is going to be my longest video ever. Thank you so much for everyone that asked me a question. I hope that I've answered them okay. So thanks again for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm trying to get to 5,000 in the next 6 to 8 weeks. I think that would be a really nice, even rounded number. It's not an even number, is it? Is it? No, it's not. I don't think. So anyway, I'll see you in my next video. Bye!